this is embarrassing, but I'm going to continue with the Christmas series because I have a bunch of presents over here that I never unwrapped because I meant to get a new computer for Christmas, but the parts that I wanted were sold out, so I just got some of them, and I basically couldn't really do anything with the rest of the parts. And the parts that I did want, they are still sold out, but I just got some temporary things to hold me over until eventually they became available. So anyway, I'm going to do an unboxing of all the computer parts I got, and also an unwrapping of them. Because as you can see here, I have a bunch of packages. That I wrapped for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and unwrap all these and unbox them for your viewing pleasure. Okay, I will get started now. And I will be wearing the gloves to protect these sensitive electronic components. But I've learned if you put gloves on when you have sweaty hands, it is very difficult. So I'm going to dry my hands off. So I can stop wasting these final ones. So it's still going to be difficult for me to get something that fits my big hands. bow. But what computer part, you may ask, is so flat? Is it a circuit board or something? Well, let's find out, shall we? Well, it is a copy of Microsoft Windows 10 Professional 64-bit edition, because a computer needs an operating system. Okay. Now here we have a very, very small box. I believe this is the smallest one. It's very lightweight. So what's in it? Well, let's just get right to it, shall we? Well, it is a 2 terabyte hard drive, and it is an NVMe SSD, because these things are incredibly fast. So I'm very much looking forward to having a very fast hard drive. this is actually one of the parts that is not going to be a final part of the computer. It's just something I got to hold me over. So what we have here is a GeForce GTX 1650 by Asus. Now, this is actually a very, very low-end video card, but I basically needed something to hold me over until I could get one of the newer series of video cards. And I'm probably actually not even going to use this one for very long, just to get the computer up and running, and then I'll switch to my current video card on my main computer. But I did always want a GTX 1650, and actually these are really hard to find these days at the price you're supposed to get them for. Like, this one cost me $150, which is what they're supposed to cost. But a lot of people are trying to get like $300 for them, just because there's such a shortage. Does it require external power? And it looks like yes. Yes, it does. So that's the card. It's a very small card, relatively speaking, although it is still 2 PCI ports wide. So what I do want to get is either a 3080 series or a 3090 series whenever they become available, which may be never. Thank you. And of course a manual that I will never read. this isn't even really, this is actually, well, I'll just get into it. So for the motherboard, I got this MSI brand B550 gaming carbon Wi-Fi, and I did want to get, I think, an X570, but they were just insanely expensive, and I know I'm not going to use any features of it because I don't overclock, and actually this card will overclock anyway. But basically the processor that I want to get is a 5950X, and they are just not available for purchase anywhere unless you want to pay a premium to buy it from a scalper, which I don't want to do. But the good thing about the AMD is these motherboards for the AMD Ryzens, they support the 2019 models of processors as well. So I'm actually going to put a temporary processor in this and then upgrade once I can actually get the processor that I want. part is so big, you may ask? This is big enough to be a computer case. If you have a mini IDX computer. A CPU fan. I'm actually not going to use this, I don't think, until I get the processor that I want. I'm just going to use the CPU fan that comes with the processor, which I'll get to next, so I'm not going to unbox this. But I got a Noctua fan first, or Noctua cooler first, for the first time. About 3 years ago, and I've never been happier with a cooler. Like, I'd been using water cooling, and I was so much happier with the Noctua air cooler than I have been with any water cooler. Okay, this is the last big one. I probably won't unbox it either because it's so big, but let's see what it is. So it is the power supply for my computer. Now, why do I need 850 watts processor I truly